Hey everybody, it's BluesCat. How's everyone doing today? Couldn't find anything else to stream because I don't know. I was a little bored, and I was kind of holding off from streaming a little bit, but I couldn't find anything else to stream. But I decided I want to do Minecraft today and tomorrow. Now that tomorrow is the Nintendo Switch 2 is coming out the 5th, I thought I want to do like a mega live stream. I think I want to do some Mario Kart. Yes, Momito, hello. Think about doing Mario Kart tomorrow. Think about wanting to do like a mega stream. Like Mario Kart, maybe some Mario Wonder. I don't know what else I want to do. But I want to do something Nintendo related. But I said I was also gonna do a Pac-Man video, but I said I was gonna do a Pac-Man video. I totally forgot. But I swear I'll do a Pac-Man video sometime today. I better hold that promise. I better hold that promise tight. But so yeah, we're back in the world of Minecraft. Couldn't find anything else to do to stream to keep my audience entertained, so let's play some Minecraft. I feel like I want to do some multiplayer adventure because I'm bored, and chat messages can't be verified. And for some reason, my computer was running a tad slow. So I hope you're all having a good day. Let's see. Chat settings, chat zone. All right, hide chat. Safety reasons. All right, we got some players around here. I want to hide the chats in case nobody decides to cuss in the chat for some reason. Let's see if I can actually remember the commands. What the heck is going on here? Okay, I think we can... Is that something to do with chat settings? Alright, commands only, go. Commands only. So the game requires you have to show the chat in order to actually have commands, take place. I'm gonna be right back. Alright, I'm back. So, I've actually got around to changing my skin for Minecraft, and I've decided to go with Thundercracker here. Thundercracker from Transformers. Blue Jet guy. And I decided to do a little modification. Modify his skin a bit. Change it up a bit by giving him blue eyes, probably an Autobot logo. Autobot Thundercracker. I think that might have happened in some of the Transformers comics where Thundercracker did become an Autobot. So I was watching a Nintendo video about Nintendo using NVIDIA technology for the Switch 2, which is true. I never thought Nintendo would actually use NVIDIA tech. Well, they needed something stronger for the Switch, and I think they could have developed something a little stronger in-house that matches NVIDIA, but I think they had to get some resources available to save time and money. So NVIDIA, sure. It's kind of a first that Nintendo is using NVIDIA. But I don't know but I don't think this is the first time Nintendo is using third-party technology for their console. So yeah. Nobody's gonna do some exploration. Wait, they're showing community chat? Didn't I just... Oh, I'm gonna small it up a little. There we go. So yeah, that's Nintendo Switch 2 is not the first time Nintendo's using third-party technology. But I don't remember Nintendo using third-party technology from anywhere else, other than for some peripherals. But Nintendo was not directly involved, but they did have the Nintendo seal of approval quality. /quality. But I heard that Nintendo's NES, I heard that Hudson Soft, before they were dissolved into Konami, they helped with the for the programming code used for the Nintendo games, which is actually pretty cool. So Nintendo and Hudson Soft had a lot of relations to each other. And I think I can say the same for Level 5, because most of the Level 5 games, Level 5 from Professor Layton, and they also did the new Fantasy Life game. Level 5 did a lot of Nintendo-related games, but they've been started doing games for other consoles. And I'm pretty sure the new Professor Layton is part of the Nintendo Switch 2 lineup. And I'm super excited for the Switch 2, but the problem is that I don't have enough money to buy the console, sadly. But I love the Switch 2. So yeah, Nintendo did a video about the Nvidia thing, and they've also paid tribute to Satoru Iwata once again, because this year marks the 10th anniversary of This marks 10 years of his. This year marks 10 years of his passing. R.I.P. Mr. Iwata. Satoru Iwata was one of the key men of Nintendo. He was a very influential man who helped shape the company. I'm just really sad that Iwata passed away. Very influential man who helped shape Nintendo. I mean, I really love it. I love Nintendo, and I love the Switch 2, and I love Nintendo as a company and their games. But I kind of disagree that the Switch 2 games cost $80. But I don't know if this is really Nintendo's fault. I think it's got something to do with the tariffs. I'll just leave it at tariffs, because I don't want to talk about politics on gaming streams. It's just tariffs, and I believe Xbox is following suit with their games being $80. But I don't know. I don't remember if it's Nintendo setting the trend, or if it's something they couldn't control. And I've also kind of disagreed with the whole game card key thing. But I was talking with a friend about the whole thing, and they said that when it comes to buying online games, you actually own the license game and not own the license. You actually own the license of the game rather than the game itself. Kind of silly. And I want to be able to own my games. So with the game key card, is you kind of download the game, but I still kind of see it as an impractical thing. Oh no, I'm gonna die. I'm so gonna die. Oh no, I'm gonna die. Oh no. One more heart and it's over. Dead. Alright, let's see. How do I actually get back to the... I know how to actually quickly get back home. Recently I've been kind of sneezing a lot. Yeah, I've been kind of feeling a little sneezy. So yeah, the key card, the whole key card thing, still doesn't make sense. I mean, I want to own my games. I still want to own my games. But yeah. I also kind of disagree on the whole um Nintendo Switch tour, like the Nintendo Switch 2 tour. You actually have to pay money to actually tour the system, but I think it's kind of also like a game in and of itself. And it's also part tour, part game. But I don't want to contradict myself in the middle of talking about this thing. I think if the tour actually costed $1 to play, that would have made a little more sense. But having something $4 is just, oh my gosh. But on the bright side, Nintendo's got a lot of great games coming their way, including Mario Kart World, Donkey Kong Bonanza. Yeah, the new Donkey Kong game looks really cool. And we're gonna get 4K remasters of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Got all these great games. Third-party stuff like Elden Ring. We're getting Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. All these other cool games. And Nintendo is actually catching up, which is great to see. Nintendo Switch 2, with Nintendo Switch, they were sort of catching up a bit, but with Nintendo Switch 2, they're definitely catching up, and they're going to lead the way. They're going to take the lead. Honestly, the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be Nintendo's victory lap. It's really awesome that Nintendo... Yeah, considering the Nintendo Switch hardware is pretty outdated by today's standards, it's great that Nintendo's actually catching up. It's actually catching up with the Switch 2. I'm super proud. Good job, good job, Nintendo. And I heard that Mii's will actually not be a thing, but I don't know. I don't know if that's false or true. I really do hope they keep the Mii's, because Mii's are one of the core features of having a Nintendo console, like customizable avatars. Customizable avatars. I've also forgot to touch on this. Did I touch on this before? But I want to touch on it again. The Nintendo GameCube, Nintendo Switch Online GameCube, which is a really cool addition. So we're gonna get F-Zero GX, Soul Calibur 2, some other games. With Zelda Wind Waker, it's really cool that we're getting these games, but I want to see even more games added to the Switch 2, NSO. But I'm glad Nintendo's taking this great path. They're taking W's. I don't care if people say Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be the downfall of Nintendo. It's actually going to help them. Not because people see me as a mindless drone. I'm actually forming my own opinions on it. While I do disagree with some of the stuff, I still think the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be an awesome console. It's going to be a great console. There's some things I just don't agree with, but I agree with some things, but I just disagree with some of the aspects. But yeah, bottom line, I can't afford a Switch 2. I have to wait until maybe later in the year to actually buy one. Hopefully, I'm actually going to work a summer job, another summer job this year. But then I'm going to go back to school in September, which is trade school. Going into a school for carpentry, which would be super exciting. Yep, I'm going into trades this fall, which is going to be awesome. Hopefully I can have an apprenticeship job that pays a lot. That can definitely pay for a Switch 2. Or maybe more. Yeah, I'm super excited. So I'm thinking about going to eat some Chinese food tomorrow to celebrate the Switch. It's been a while since I had Chinese. Really has been a while. And summer vacation is going to be cool. And you want to know what else is funny about the release date of the Switch 2? The Switch 2 is coming out on the same day as the new Phineas and Ferb Season 5, which is pretty cool. So people are going to be playing Switch 2 and watching Phineas and Ferb. What a year to be alive. Absolutely great year. What else do I want to talk about? Oh darn, what else do I want to talk about? So yeah, oh yeah. I have a big habit. I have a habit of saying "so yeah" all the time. That's how I jump into other topics. But I've got to find another way to jump into topics. I got to find a way to shift to my attention to something else. All right then. Yeah, all right then is good. All right then. I've also was thinking about streaming Lego Batman, but I think I want to do it sometime later. I just didn't have the energy to do it. Either I just wasn't in the mood to do any back-to-back streams. But I will be somehow doing a Nintendo stream, and I have part of it planned out. First, I'm going to be doing Mario Kart, then I'm going to be doing Mario Kart Online, and then I'm going to be doing Super Mario Brothers Wonder. Just playing with some randos on online. And I don't know. The rest is still unwritten. I'm so not. I sure as heck don't want to do Super Smash Brothers Online because man, people online Super Smash Brothers like whenever there's a fighting game community in online, of course the community is going to be less than pleasing. But I hope that type of stuff does not carry on to Super Mario Brothers Wonder. You know, it's really crazy that the Mario platforming game has online capability. That's like New Super Mario Brothers cranked up to 11. Alright, so what else I've been up to? I've been actually busy making a Roblox game, and believe it or not, I might have found my way out of the writer's block or creator's block. So I've actually decided a concept on my weird little bubble game. So last night I was watching Turning Red. I was watching the Disney movie Turning Red, and I was just sitting at my desk thinking, "Oh, this is kind of a fun but weird movie, but I liked it." And I was thinking about, what character should I? I'm also thinking about what character I should have for one of my Roblox games. Before I had a penguin, I had a dog, I had a Pooh Man, but I decided. But I was thinking, what if I go with a half human, half like animal hybrid for my character? And I was watching Turning Red, and I got this epiphany. I've got this sort of a creative epiphany. I want to have a character that resembled that kind of looked like a Mei Ling from the movie, except half human, half a panda character based on her. But don't worry the game I'm making. So I want to have a character. So don't worry the game. I want to make my game as like safe for work as possible. So the game would have a character resembling Mei Ling, and she has like a magic bubble, and she can have the ability to like bounce around, and she can also glide around. Glide around and float slowly, kind of like in Mario. Like in Super Mario 3D Land, if you have the Tanuki suit, and that's actually a pretty cool platformer idea. It's actually a pretty cool platformer where your character who can bounce around to great heights, but can also float slowly downward. So that's actually a cool idea. And my main character wasn't even totally inspired by Mei Ling from Turning Red. Half human, half red panda. So I had to find a bunch of resources on the Roblox catalog to make the character I wanted. So I've made a character inspired by Mei Ling, but with some liberties. with some safer work liberties. I decided to use a shirt that looked exactly like the shirt Mei Mei Ling had in the movie, and long jeans with like red shoes or pink or purple shoes or whatever. A character that really resembles Mei Ling from the Mei Mei Ling. And I believe it or not, I've actually am 90% slash 95% finished with the game. So the whole bubble game, I'll just call it the Mei Mei Ling game. It's a fun little platformer. A fun little platformer with the concept. Bouncing around, floating around, different levels. I didn't have that much programming to work with. So I decided to make the game like a simple point A, point B platformer. Where if you clear a level, you go to the next level, but there's no save feature, so I had to make the game as short as possible. Clocking in like 6 levels. So I use Roblox's system where if you where you can teleport between places within the game, other places within a game, and I thought that was the easiest way to start. But the drawback is that I had to make the stages very short. I had to make the stages short but sweet. So if you clear a stage, you go to the next stage. And I thought I would choose some quirky stage themes, but standard but quirky stage themes. Like you got grass, you got cave, you got desert, snow, forest. But I'm also thinking about making a sequel where I could add even more stage themes. Like I've imagined having a cave, another cave theme, underground tunnel theme, cyberspace theme, like all these wacky stage themes. But I'm sort of saving those themes from saving those themes for another game on Roblox, similar Roblox game that yeah. Oh yeah, I've also had a castle theme in mind. Yes, a castle theme. I've already done the castle concept in the game. So the Mei-Ling game, is 95% finished. But I did come up with a plot though. I also came up, believe it or not, I came up with a good plot for the game. So the plot is that you're the Mei-Ling lookalike character, and her parents are actually full-on red pandas, but they're like small red pandas. It's kind of like in the movie where Mei-Ling's mother also became a red panda. I don't remember if that part was. I kind of remember that part being in the movie, but my Mei-Ling looking character has 2 red pandas as her parents, and they have to ask her to get the milk. And the journey was probably going to be dangerous, so they put a spell on her and make like a protective sphere to help her venture out into the world. And it's kind of a creative plot. It is kind of a creative plot. And I was thinking about adding characters who kind of add, life and humor into my little world, into the little game world. So yeah, that's the game. Half girl, half red panda, bouncing around, gliding around, jumping from platforms. It's a pretty short and simple video game. Short and simple Roblox game, and I'm thinking about adding a sequel where you can do a little more stuff like that. And I'm gonna carry this idea into other games, into other similar games just like it. I was thinking about adding for the sequel, adding keys, adding keys. Man, that's a long list. Sort of like unlocking a door to get to the next level, timed levels, quest features or something like that. But collectible coins, level select, password system. So I've been kind of busy on Roblox. But yeah, if I'm gonna make a game about a half girl, half red panda, I gotta make it safer work. Of course, I always do safer work. Yeah, I really love the movie Turning Red, but it's by no means it attracts. It could also attract weird people because of its premise of a girl morphing into a red panda. I thought the movie was cute and a little sad and weird, but I'm not one of those weird, those weird people, people on the internet obsessed with animals, obsessing over being animals. You know the ones I'm talking about, but I'm not in that weirdo group. I'm not in that weirdo group. I mean, I'm just somebody who has a lot of creativity. I'm into stuff like Transformers. I'm into video games mostly. Anime. My love for anime is kind of dwindling, but to be honest, I don't watch any popular anime because it kind of bores me, makes me a little bored out. Holy snap! That's a lot of cornflower. So modern anime for the most part kind of bores me out. I like watching my only animes that I like to watch are Gundam and some old stuff, and that's pretty much it. I mean, I don't have any other entertainment outside of people playing video games and just maybe cartoons and a little bit of robot animes. I mean, it's okay if I don't want to watch any of the new anime. I just tried to get into One Piece. I couldn't. Well, maybe because the show was too freaking long. And Pokemon actually has a lot more episodes than One Piece, but at least Pokemon actually came to an end. I felt bad for the animators who had to work overnight just to make a single episode of Pokemon or more, but at least they actually let the show end. Yeah, that's the thing with Japan work culture. Like people working overnights, it's literally taking a toll on their life. But whenever I work on games, whenever I do stuff, work on it or do stuff, I like doing it late at night. But I actually get some breaks doing it. I actually go to sleep and I don't feel that grouchy whenever I wake up, so that's fine. But just let One Piece end already. Like the anime has been going on for so long. Yes, people love One Piece, but I swear if I see Luffy's stupid smile one more freaking time, especially in his new Gear 5 form, I'm gonna lose it. But it's not that I totally don't like One Piece. I just don't like One Piece. It's not that I hate One Piece, I just don't like it. And I wish, but luckily you can still enjoy One Piece by reading the manga if you're so tired of the filler. So that's why, if I'm gonna enjoy the big animes, I would either watch something that's short and doesn't have that much filler, like Naruto. I would either read the manga or, yeah, I just read the manga. Probably watch Naruto. I like the original Naruto for its humor and fights, but I'm sort of not a fan of the whole stereotypical shonen anime characters. But dang it, I don't have that much. But I love the original Naruto. I had fun watching it, but I couldn't get into Naruto Shippuden. Not that it was a little too violent than the first. Not that it was a little more violent than the first show. It's just that whenever I looked at the animation for Naruto Shippuden, I was like, oh, ew. Oh, ew. Like less. It sort of has like less detail than the first show. But the irony is that I have some Naruto Shippuden merchandise, but I'm not wholly a fan of Shippuden. I like the OG Naruto, but not Shippuden. And how am I supposed to get home? I'm lost. I'm so lost. I am so lost. So yeah, I don't like any of the newer animes. I'm not a fan of any of the new shows that come out, but sometimes also I try to watch a comedy anime. It just kind of bored me out. I tried to laugh, but I couldn't. Couldn't keep up with any new battle shonen. Like, seriously, all these new animes coming out, it's either going to be just another isekai show, like another show where some dude goes to another world after he dies or something, or another battle shonen. Like, I want to see another giant robot show that isn't Gundam. I mean, Gundam, the new Gundam show, Gakwooks, whatever the heck it's called. I like the designs of the mobile suits, and I know it's done by the same guys who done Evangelion, but I just can't get over the character designs. I really do not like the character designs in G-Quax. Yeah, G-Quax is... I believe that's how you actually pronounce the name of the show, but I'm just going to call it G-Quax or Gakwooks because I'm lazy. I'm just too lazy. So, Gakwooks. Whatever God's great earth you call that. I don't like the character designs of that show because they do not look like the Gundam characters. If you place a character like Gakwooks it's set in the Universal Century. It's supposed to take place in the original Gundam timeline, and the characters are these schoolgirls, and it's set in the UC, and that means they take place in the same universe as Char and Amuro. But the characters in the new Gundam show don't look anything like the Universal Century characters in terms of art style. Like in the Gundam Universal Century show, the characters have these very realistic appearances. Whereas with Gakwooks, they sort of have like the traditional anime appearance with the big buggly eyes, the big eyes, wild hair, but it just doesn't complement the Universal Century. It just doesn't look good. It just really does not look good. So I'm just going to take a break. Take a little break, lunch break. Oh yeah, I said a lot today. I really said a lot today. I think I could also say the same thing about Gundam Seed. Like, Gundam Seed, I wasn't a huge fan of the characters in Gundam Seed, but the only thing I liked about Gundam Seed were the music and the mobile suit designs. I thought they were pretty cool, but I wasn't that huge into Gundam Seed. I just thought Kira was just too much of a whiner, and all the other characters didn't interest you that much. I think my favorite character had to be Diarca, who piloted Buster Gundam. And probably one of the guys who piloted the Ashtray frames. Yes, there was an entire Gundam anime dedicated to the Ashtray robots. You know, the robots with the colored frames and the big cool swords. I actually got busy in Gundam Breaker 4, making the blue Ashtray frame in my image. You know, I really want to return back to Gundam Breaker 4. I really just so I can show off my latest Gundams. So yeah, I feel like the only anime I really enjoy now is just Gundams or anything. You know, it's always good to follow your heart whenever you like something. You don't have to follow every new thing. It's always good to follow what you like. No matter if it's anything like a Japanese anime or anything really. People are allowed to like what they like, no matter the medium. People are allowed to disagree on anything. People are allowed to not like anything. Or like anything. It's just us. It's just our own feelings. But I feel like my taste for anime is starting to dwindle. I feel like my taste for anime is starting to decline a little bit. With Western cartoons, I feel like there's not that much stuff to work with when it comes to Western cartoons. So that's sort of what independent animation is for. But I really hope more cartoons from companies can keep coming out to keep the industry going. But that's why I've been winding up watching older cartoons like Arthur, Dexter's Laboratory, Powerpuff. I've been watching some of the old stuff. I mean, I really enjoyed watching Arthur when I was a kid. Really, really fun show. Like, PBS Kids was like the bomb. I really don't want to see PBS Kids go under because stuff happening in the world. But you know, it's kind of sad that most of animated medium nowadays that people watch is just anime. Like, you can like you're allowed to like something, but you're allowed to like what you watch. But I feel like anime is kind of an overrated thing. Like, I've seen a lot of people everywhere I go. I see a lot of people just watch just anime and nothing else. I really want to see cartoons still make a comeback, but because of stuff like what's happening at Warner Brothers at Cartoon Network, because of scummy CEO type stuff, I think Disney Channel's still going fine. Disney Channel's still going fine. But, David Zaslav of Warner Brothers. Man. But I like watching some older cartoons. I haven't seen some of the newer cartoons. I don't have cable. I don't have much access to streaming services, but I saw this one cartoon called Mermicorno Starfall, and I thought that show looked pretty cute. It's based off the Tokidoki stuff. I was like, Mermicorno Starfall, that looks super adorable. But the thing is that I don't even have Hulu to watch it. And it's also available on Max and other stuff, but I don't want to pay my money to Max because Warner Brothers is pretty much doing stuff. But they shouldn't let Cartoon Network die. Because I've been reading on Google saying that, Cartoon Network's going under because Warner Brothers is not getting their heads out of their booty. And Multiverse is gone, sadly. Multiverses is gone. Well, the game had a lot of great potential, but it's just gone. It's just gone. Like, what happened? Oh yeah, corporate greed and players' first games going under. But Multiverses is a fun game while it lasted. Very good. It's definitely better than Cartoon Network Punch Time Explosive, which I never played. But I heard good things about Multiverse. But I've only played Multiverses just once, and nothing more. Sadly. So Multiverses was fun while it lasted. I don't think it's wise to have like wool right there. Safety measure. So I've also been watching The Simpsons. Yes, The Simpsons. Simpsons is still funny, kinda. I love The Simpsons. I really do enjoy watching The Simpsons. It's super fun. It's a super fun show. For the older seasons, that's when the show was really fun. Well, not after after season 1, 2. Season 1, 2, the show started to get really fun. Like they go off the walls with the funny stuff and the humor. I absolutely enjoy The Simpsons. I've also been watching Family Guy too. Family Guy is pretty fun. Oh, people sleeping. Oh man. Yeah, I've been watching Family Guy. That's pretty funny. A little raunchy, but still funny. I haven't watched much Bob's Burgers either. Not that huge of a big of a Bob's Burgers fan, but I might give the show a try if I had the chance. But I reckon that Bob's Burgers is still. Oh wait, I actually want to get busy building all this. So I have like a major thing right here, but it's gonna be hard trying to build the framework of this beautiful house base thing. Oh god, I gotta make an axe. I was gonna make a pickaxe, but oh god. BluesCat, make a pickaxe. Gonna eat my sandwich again. Just chilling, eating food. Oh boy. Oh wow. Alright, so I'm scouring for wood. I don't need wood. Just gotta find a way to build my house. I need some more. Alright. Darn it. Oh crap. Darn it. I built it weirdly. Ah! Mother. How do I do this? Ah! I can't get a running start because I'm too low on stamina! I'm killing myself trying to put this stupid brick. There. Ah! Oh man. Stray block. No! That was a fail on my part. That was a fail on my part. Let's go. You know what games Nintendo should have considered adding to Nintendo Switch Online? They should have added Bomberman 64, Bomberman 64 2, Second Attack, Bomberman Hero, all the N64 Bomberman stuff. And for some reason they didn't add those. I'm disappointed. I just want some Bomberman. Ah! Oh, jeez. I have the desert theme from Super Bomberman 3 playing in my head. Well, maybe because it's so dang hot. What am I gonna do with you? Straight wood block. Big wild wood. No! You screwed up. No! I screwed it up. Oh my god, that is a large tree. That's so large. This is one large structure. Why would a robot in disguise need a wooden house this large? I don't know. He just does. He just does. So I'm excited about the Nintendo Switch 2. I am super happy about the console. I can't wait to actually get to play the Switch 2 when I actually buy it. But there have been people in New York, over in New York City, who have been experiencing the Switch 2. And I really should have been to the New York experience. Honestly, I really should have been to NYC to play the new console. Probably would make a vlog about it, but I had to save money as usual for that day. I don't like being poor. I don't like being poor on money. Well, poor when it comes to my own wallet, but it's not that I have any relatives who are totally poor. It's just that I'm talking about myself. Like, I don't have that much money in my wallet, but I am getting paid this week for working. And I'm going to get paid even more for working at the summer camp this year, so yay! I won't be super poor. I can probably get my hands on a Switch. I can probably get my hands on a Switch. I can get my hands on a Switch. Now I sound like Cleveland from Family Guy now. To think that Cleveland actually got his own show. My name is Cleveland Brown. There's old friends and new friends and even a bear. Yes, the Cleveland show is a thing. And I think American Dad also takes place in the same universe as Family Guy does. Since all three of those shows are made by Seth MacFarlane. Ah! Some troll thought it was like a good idea to make a big hole. Somebody thought it was a good idea, a good grand idea, to build a big hole so people can fall in and die. To the person who did that, I wish you an unpleasant day, week, man. And I wish you an unpleasant Minecraft day. I really, honestly. Or as Wario would put it, have a rotten day. Honestly, have a rotten Minecraft day. So I want when it comes to building stuff, building my fortress, I want to have trees surround the perimeter, just surrounded by trees, surrounded all in trees. Increase tree production. Wait, where's my monster spawner? I had a monster spawner here. Oh crap. I actually had a monster spawner here prior to this live stream, but for some reason somebody went and broke it. I wish you a rotten day. So let's go collect. Oh dang it! I forgot to. Do I want to craft a wood axe? Do I want to continue? Do I have to keep getting my legs and crutches just so I can get wood? Oh god. Yeah, it's really nice to play on a multiplayer server once in a while. I can't collect stuff in someone's claim. Why is that a kick in the dog? Kick in the dog. Yike. That's a kick in the dog if I ever saw one. Kinda. It's not that big of a kick in the dog. Man, I love clearing my throat a lot. That should become my trademark, to clear my throat spontaneously. I can talk what I want, I can do what I want, say what I want, and I can spontaneously clear my throat when I want. No! Yeah. Oh, it's raining now. Oh my god, I have this to do. Man. You know, I want to talk more about Roblox because I haven't talked much about it. So I want to make a game to that half human, half red panda girl, aka the mailing game, mailing game, mailing game. I want to make sequels to it, but I also want to focus my attention on making other games just like it too. Different characters, similar mechanics. I'm actually working on a Roblox game where you're inside a ball, a human hamster ball, and you can't jump. Well, at least not. Well, at least after the first game you can't. Well, at least in the first game you can't jump. You're just rolling around mazes, Super Monkey Ball style. Classical ball physics game. And Super Monkey Ball still makes people rage. Circa when the first Monkey Ball arcade game came out. You know, I really want to play Super Monkey Ball again. Either I want to play Super Monkey Ball 2, or I might want to play the Super Monkey Ball arcade game. I want to play Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz. Which game will make me rage harder? It's most likely going to be both of them. Hearsay. Hearsay. Ugh. Oh, I gotta turn down. I gotta turn this down. Come on. Turn it all down. Boy. Wait, can I really finish all this? I think I'm gonna try and finish up this whole frame, but if I'm somehow too lazy, wait, I think I am too lazy now. Ugh, lazy, lazy. Oh my god. Ugh. Ah. You know, I've been looking back, watching my older videos, and they are the most cringiest thing I've ever, the most cringiest thing I've ever watched. Yeah, my older videos were kind of cringy. They were kind of cringy. But it actually shows how big of a journey I went on to actually growing. Cringe is what helps us evolve to better ourselves. Cringe is what helps us evolve. Oh man, that seems like a little too much for me. For me in this stream, I guess I'm just gonna say screw it. I'm just gonna go exploring. Do it. Let's get ready to explore. And take a bite out of my banana. All right, after eating my banana, it's venturing time. Thinking of going to a place with water. The caves, I don't have much. Oh, that's a big water. That's a big water. So I'm gonna have the Nintendo Switch 2 Mega Stream open, but I've also gotta do a video. So that's why I wanted to end this little video a little early. I was thinking about ending it at 4:30, but ending in 30 minutes, but I think I want to wrap it up quicker. And do some light exploring. Little jungle area. I could have built my base in the jungle. I always favor bushy biomes like jungles. I like jungles. Jungles are cool. Hey, someone actually built a house in the cave. Bunker house. I like me some bunker homes. Alright, let's go. Let's get going. Yeah, don't you just dislike it? Heavily dislike it when somebody just digs a very deep hole in the ground for no reason. Everyone else does. Everyone else doesn't like that. It's just super unfun. Super unfun. It just really can ruin a game. Minecraft told us to not leave trees floating. I don't know what's the problem with oh shoot. No, my boat! No! My boat! No! 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 You my boat! You took my boat! Claim you took my boat! You took my boat. Oh look, at least there's some colorful coral down there. That's a lot of coral. Oh, I don't hit a coral reef and die. I don't want to endanger myself for these beautiful things. Now, you know what? Yeah, it's getting a little boring now. So I think I'm just gonna wrap up Minecraft. I'm gonna wrap up for today. All right, guys. While we did some nice little exploring and building, but we'll talk. But thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Tomorrow I'll be back with a live stream, and today I will return with another video. If you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe and set the bell icon to all notifications. So this is how it ends. Stranded out in the sea. Boredom, looking for adventure. Alright, peace everybody.